host and commentator and streamer, Deer Hunter, better known as Jake Phillips. My co-commentator Adam will be home shortly, I believe. He's on his way home from work. And I believe a couple people are on their way home. Ledoux, his power went out actually right before the race. So we'll see if he's able to join during quality. Whiffy, I believe, is on his way home. He should be on shortly. And Digisploof was actually supposed to make a return tonight, but unfortunately, I think he decided not to race to avoid any unnecessary collisions or incidents that could happen by being a little bit further off pace. I believe he's learning no traction. So we're live here for qualifying. Like I said, we had a few people who couldn't make it here this week. Several people actually. I believe 5 or 6 people couldn't make it. 4 or 5 of them being full timers. So we're having a little bit shorter field and grid here. We just got done doing the pre-race show, but it still should be a great race here at Monza, the penultimate round of this thing. I'm just trying to get all the links set up. Just trying to make sure I get all the links and stuff set up. Victorez, that's better known as Scott, or Max Verstappen, who competed in BRL Split 1 Season 1. Ninja has left the session. I'm not sure what's going on there. There might be a little bit of connection issues. BRL Meat, that is now Sparky, who won the championship at the end of last race, so that's very good to see. Congratulations to him. Nug Life, it's actually his birthday today, so everybody give a shout out to him in the comments. Give a good 25th or 26th birthday, I believe it is, for him. Oh, his Watchman's already in the gravel. And Adam said he's 5 minutes out. That's all good and dandy. Let's get all the links posted to Facebook. Everybody can see them and all that good stuff. Oh, and the gravel once again is Watchman. Wow. It's unfortunate to see. Apologies for the lack of commentary. We're trying to, like I said, get all the links out to Facebook and stuff. And Avenge retired from the session. Wow, that's one of the drivers we were talking about during the pre-race show. Looks like he had very good pace. So it should be interesting to see him coming from the back to the front. Meat puts up a 120.7, a very good lap here. I think that's actually quicker than what Chandler was able to run earlier during practice. So it should be good. See how that holds up. And across the line, and that looked like a out lap possibly, or probably just the first lap on the mediums. It takes a couple of laps for those mediums to get heated up. Probably just putting a banker time down. Mitch is in the Ferrari. Looks like he's about to start a flyer. We got your local yellows, sector 1. Try to find out who that was for. Maybe just people slowing down. Anyone towards the end of their lap here. Like Slingshot, possibly. He's about halfway done with his lap. Taylor about halfway done with his lap as well. Nuglife's looking like he's heading through sector 3. Let's see what he can do. Oh, that back end sliding coming out of that corner. Very tricky corner to navigate. See what it is at the line. It looked like he actually got invalidated. It would have been good enough for PT. See he can do in the future. Taylor, like this was in fact an outlap. Slingshot, this might, I don't think this is outlap. I think this is a flyer. Let's see what it is at the line. 124.7, a little bit off the pace, but about a 1.5 seconds to 2 second improvement off what he was able to do in the practice session. And there's Adam.
Audio good? We good? Audio check?
Alright. Your audio is there, I do believe. Everybody welcome back out.
Is it a little quiet?
The audio is?
Yeah. I think we should be okay.
Do I need to turn the game volume down? It's at 30.
No, I think you should be fine. Just wanted to make sure that my mic volume was okay.
Alright, 10-4, and everybody welcome Adam. He's here. He missed the pre-race show, but is here for commentary of the Monza race. Here he is joining the practice. Now you will see Adam. We do have several people not here, several full-timers, and a few people had some connection issues, I believe. Ledoux, his power went out. Whiffy couldn't make it. Beaton couldn't make it. Corey couldn't make it. So we had a lot of people who couldn't make it here. So we're a little bit lower than usual field-wise, but it still should be an absolutely fantastic race here today.
Oh, absolutely. Very excited to be here. Excited for Monza. Always one that provides a lot of excitement, especially at the beginning of the race. So gives a good opportunity for a couple of our other drivers to score some good points. So very excited to see how this one plays out. As we say that, Chandler Seda.
Yeah,
Seda goes fastest.
There we go, P1. I was waiting for that. Wow, that's 1.2 seconds quicker than what he was able to do in practice a little bit ago. That's incredible.
Yeah, really good lap time from him. A second faster than our second place driver, Meep Meep, who set his lap on the softs at 120.7, so really good time there for him. A lot of our other drivers out on the supers, couple out have done laps on mediums.
Who was that in the Force India?
That is Mr. Beef, baby.
He was having a few problems there, it looked like, in the practice session. Looks like that's still transferring over to qualifying. Quite unfortunate.
Drivers hopping into the pits now. We got Nuglife on his outlap in the Red Bull, the super soft tires. Watching out on the mediums. Avenged, who is already, I don't know if he had joined and wrecked out or what his situation was. He's no longer in the session.
Avenged, it appears, not Avenged, Watchman appears to be on a flyer that might be an outlap, but I would think this would be a flyer. He's 2.3 seconds up on his quickest lap here, so let's see where this does in fact put him as he goes very wide through that corner.
I think this is an outlap because his ERS is set to 0, so he's charging up for a lap for a go here.
He's pulling over to the side, letting, I believe that's BRL Meat.
Looks like he's about to finish up the lap. Currently P2. This lap on the supers. What's it gonna be? 119.8, 2/10 off of pole at the moment. 119.8, 2/10 behind Chandler Seda. And about a second and a half clear of P3.
Mitch goes up to, no, that switchback goes up to P4s. We're on board with Watchman on the mediums. We weren't able to really see what kind of performance he had in the practice session, but it should be interesting to see what he can do here. Very good run by BRL Meat, better known as Sparky. Only just shy of 2/10 behind Chandler, considering that's about a second and a half quicker than what he was able to do in the practice session. It's a pretty good lap.
Yeah, every now and then I feel like conditions can be a little bit different in qualifying from like a practice session, especially online. So we'll see how the times keep pouring in as we move forward in the session. Still got about 8 minutes left here in qualifying. Uglife looks to be on a flyer. One of those red striped super softs. Watchman approaching Ascari.
Oh, that's gotta be a corner cut.
Yeah.
Gotta be a corner cut. Let's see, who else can we go on board here? Switchback, he's already done his lap, I believe. BRL Meats on the end lap.
Exia is leaving the pits as we speak, so is Victor Reznov.
And Victor Reznov is Scott, better known as Max Verstappen, just so you know. And Ninja continues to have connection issues. It looks like, wow, I'm not sure what's going on there. But some notable drivers towards the top of the point standings that are not here this week. B-Dunk isn't here. Dripsane isn't here. E-Rhodes isn't here. And Ledoux had a power outage, I believe, right before the race. He isn't here. So a few of the guys towards the top of the championship point standings are not here this week.
Still do have a couple of very fast drivers. Mr. Beef Baby is his pace. Chandler Seda, Beep Meep Meep, or otherwise as he said, known as Sparky, all have incredible pace. Switchback as well, a very, very fast driver. Let's see here. Yellow sector 3, I'm guessing those drivers getting out the way. On board with Exia, looks like he's about to start his flyer. Switches it to hot lap before hairpin.
Beef Baby, he's going to want some redemption for some of the problems here. Let's see, can he get through the chicane cleanly? A little bit of touch with the gravel, but able to keep it relatively clean. I'm sure he's wanting to get just a decent lap in here so he can come into the pits and be able to put on the... I don't think he'd want to start on the softs. I figured he'd want to start on the supers here, just be a little bit farther up in the grid order.
Chandler Seda 119.599. Gives him a little bit of breathing room, about 2.5 tenths on Meep Meep. Good lap from him. Like I said, still about 5 minutes left here in the session. Top two drivers got a lot of pace compared to the rest of the field here. Let's see if everyone else can put in a couple faster laps.
Let's see if Beef Baby's lap will count. It will, up to P4. Smack down in the middle between Mitch and Switchback.
On the soft tire as well. Good lap from him. Exia coming down the final straight. Approaching the Parabolica.
Exia, this might be a pretty good lap here in the Ferrari, considering he's 2.3 off the fastest lap. Let's see what it is at the line. P4, right behind his Ferrari teammate. Good lap.
Barely edges out Beef Baby. About 9 1,000ths, I believe. 9 1,000ths ahead of Mr. Beef Baby. However, he is on the super softs. Beef Baby is on the softs. So we'll see how that strategy will play out in the race if the order does indeed stay the same.
And that just shows how good of a lap Beef Baby had on that soft compound tire. I believe the supers, especially with the track evolution, is about, I'd say about 8 tenths quicker the supers are. So if he can just hold it together, he might be able to jump easily up into row 2 here. If he can pull out a really good lap, possibly the front row, but we'll see here.
On board with Ninja Bear here as he approaches the first chicane.
Subbing for Methods this week, who unfortunately isn't here. Neither him or his father, better known as Chad, is not here this week.
Approaches the Lesmo corners. These are corners that are real tricky if you're off your line, especially when you're pushing as hard as you can. It's very easy to go wide into those gravel traps right there and ruin your lap. During the race as well, you have to be very, very careful through there and not make a mistake.
Ninja Bear coming to the chicane.
Oh, Meat Meat goes fastest, 119.4. Oh, a 10 quicker than Chandler Seda. Good lap from him.
Slingshot's retired. Wow. He's calling it quits in P9. Let's see what Ninja Bear can do running up towards the line. P9. Ahead of Slingshot by a significant margin. Not too far off the likes of Taylor, Victor, or Switchback, but that'll probably do it. I don't think he can get back to the pits in time.
Looks like Mr. Beat Baby is going out. Is about to finish, or he's ducking into the pits now.
Chandler's going to go on an out lap, try to beat Meat Meat, yeah, he's not going to get another lap.
Oh, whoa! Nug Life is out. Nug Life has gone into gravel traps. Looks like around the Lesmo corners, as I was speaking of earlier, but he is out with terminal damage.
It's going to be interesting. Chandler's obviously, he's going to have a couple more minutes of track evolution. It's going to be surely a quicker lap. Let's see if he is in fact able to beat his teammate.
Victor jumps into the pits. Mitch currently out on track, but looks like he's saving for a flyer.
Yeah, there's only going to be about 4 or 5 guys to be able to go out for a flyer. I think a lot of people waited too late. Let's see what Watchman is able to do. He invalidated the lap.
He's got to go for it now.
He's been invalidating almost every lap.
Session. Let's see, I'm guessing he just didn't feel like getting another lap in. Yep.
Taylor
retired in the pits.
Is Taylor on a flyer here? I can't tell if he's on a flyer or an out lap.
Taylor looks to be starting a flyer. Yeah, he's got an overtake right now, so he's going for it. Ninja Bear on a lap as well.
Fuel. That's the problem with Mitch. He's out of fuel. Chandler's on a flyer, and he's already 7/100ths up. This is going to be real close to see who gets pole here at Monza.
That's a very tricky corner through there as well. You want to be super precise. You can gain or lose a lot of time there. Coming to the Lesmo.
Meat Meat is cutting every corner, it appears, trying to get a lap in. I don't think he'll be able to do it. Watchman's about to make his run up to the line. Let's see if, in fact, this lap will count.
Yeah, he's not going to make it. 7 seconds left. Oh, goodness me. On board Seda, car and Ferrari had spun out and thankfully had ghosted.
Watchman's finally able to get a clean lap in and just beat Slingshot for a P10 effort. Taylor, he goes very wide.
So we'll see what Ninja Bear goes a little bit faster, 122.2, P8 at the moment. Taylor approaching the line. Watchman as well on a flyer, so I think we're going to be waiting on Watchman to finish his lap to see where he ends up. Taylor about to cross the line.
He's on a good lap. What can he do?
P4 on the soft tires. Really, really good stuff from Beat Baby and Taylor. Our highest qualifiers on those soft tires. We'll see how that pays out for him.
Watchman had a problem into the chicane. He was about a 10.5 down. I think he was trying to get a little bit more out of that car, and he just was not able to. I think that'll be his lap done.
Oh, Ninja Bear might be having connection issues. He has left the session.
He's been having connection issues, I know, so
they'll
it looks like definitely try to get him back in here.
Our starting grid here for BRL Split 2 Italy is going to be Meep Meep, a.k.a. Sparky, on pole position in the Mercedes. Chandler Seda behind him in the Williams, and Mr. Beef Baby, P3 in the Force India. Taylor rounding out the second row of the grid. We got both Ferraris. Switchback Racer P7, Victor Resnov P8, Ninja Bear pending P9, Watchman P10, Slingshot 11, Avenged 12th, and Nug Life 13th. Looks like Watchman's just going to retire here on the side of the track, just waiting on him. Is he out of fuel? What's going on there? Oh, yes, he is indeed out of fuel. That is why he is taking so long. Ducking into the pits. I don't know why he didn't just retire. Save a little time, but... Seconds left before we get our race going. So, what are you expecting at turn one? Are you expecting a little bit of carnage? Do you think everyone's going to get through there clean? What do you think you're going to see? All right, that is the end of qualifying here at Monza.
Sorry, my batteries died. I had to go for a sec. I heard you ask me something, but couldn't quite catch what it was.
No, you're good. I'm just asking, what are you expecting at turn one? Do you think everyone's going to get through there clean? Are you expecting a little bit of chaos? What do you think's going to happen?
I honestly have no clue, considering I had a league race here just the other day, and I couldn't even make it about 500 feet down the straightaway before I got sandwiched, and there was half the field wrecked before turn one. So... who knows what it's going to be here. Usually we've had pretty clean starts in this split so far this season. I think we'll see relatively that. We might see a little bit of action towards the rear of the field with, cars just getting bunched up and stuff. But I definitely think Meat's going to have his work cut out for him trying to hold on to that position. Definitely starting on the front row, going to have to fend off drivers on the second and third row getting slipstream. So it'll be interesting. It could be chaotic, but I don't expect it to be too crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I would agree with you there. It's going to be interesting here in the middle of the race. Our P1, P2 drivers on the super soft tires, the second row of the grid on the soft tires. So if that strategy ends up working a little bit better, we could get a little switch-ups there at the top. Hopefully some good battles in there. It should be really exciting to see. Very anxiously awaiting turn one. Could be some chaos. It could get unlucky, as Brendan Hartley did last year in his Toro Rosso, getting taken out right from the start. But here's hoping for the best. You said it though. We have had some very clean racing. Australia last week had some craziness and a little bit of carnage, but that was mostly isolated incidents. So we're going to see. We're going to see what happens here. Waiting on the drivers to load into the grid for our formation lap.
And a little bit of trouble there. A few drivers readying up before the admins have allowed it. So we'll see if any of that causes anything after the race. But surely they had enough time to get setups in and such.
Alrighty, formation lap is beginning.
Lap.
The driver's sitting there for a little bit.
And Adam, do you think today is going to be obviously the first row starting on the Supers, second row starting on the Sauce? Beef Baby and Taylor, they're no slouches starting P3 and P4. Do you think today will come down to more of a strategy game between starting on the Supers and Sauce, or do you think it will be a Mercedes show between those two drivers battling it out?
It's hard to say. It's really tough to say just because, there's a lot of factors. If you roast your rear tires on the start, if you make a mistake, you make an error and you kill those tires, it throws a whole wrench in your system. I would say there's a safety car to worry about, but seemingly you never get safety cars in this game, especially after last week when we had about 5 crashes with no safety cars. Avenged DSQ disqualified from the session, but it'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting to see what happens off the start. If Meat and Chairman Seda can get some time to beat Baby and Taylor, they might be able to just extend their lead as much as they can, get that gap as large as possible, bridge that pit lane difference that will happen between the Supers in the softs. So it might come down to strategy, but we'll have to wait and see. And that's assuming, like I said, that everybody gets through the first turn cleanly. If I'm Mr. Beef Baby, if I'm Taylor, I'm pushing pretty hard on the start because I don't want those guys to just run away from me. And you push a little too hard, lose a little bit of front wing, you're in a world of hurt. This track isn't super heavy on the downforce, but I mean the corners like the Lesmo corners, if you don't have the downforce, you break the wrong side of your wing and you can't really turn right. You're going to cost yourself a lot of time, potentially your race if you end up in the wall or those gravel traps. So
Absolutely.
It should be very interesting here.
And I tell you what, some Beef Baby and Taylor, even though I think they're on a little bit of a better strategy starting on the softs, they've got to not only worry about trying to stay with Chandler and Meet Me, but they've got two very hungry Ferrari drivers in Mitch and Ezio right behind them, eager to get a good start and jump them here.
Yeah, exactly. The start's always something that's a delicate balance. You know, you want to make sure you get away quickly, don't roast those tires too much, and it can be really big. So you said it, that third row of Ferraris, those are some quick drivers, and they are definitely going to be pushing Beef Baby and Taylor to try to get past being on the softer compound tires. Everyone's approaching the grid. Slingshot lines up. Nug Life gets situated, and we are ready to go.
The lights are starting. 3, 4, 5 red lights here at Monza. And away they go for the BRL Split 2 penultimate race at Monza. The Mercedes gets a very good start. BRL Meet Me tries to cover up the spot. Chandler trying to hold back the force driver of Beef Baby.
Here we go, turn one. Oh, contact! Beef Baby goes into the back of Meet Me.
He lost part of his wing.
That's exactly what I said. He's pushing from the start. Goes a little bit long. Looks like he's lost a portion of the right side of his wing. He is into P2 ahead of Chandler Seda. He had to cut the corner, not as an advantage, but because kind of got forced through there. Pushing the chicane here.
He knows.
Oh, Ferrari's off. Who's that? Or no, Taylor. Taylor's had a miserable start all the way back.
Oh, Taylor's falling back.
Taylor
wow.
P2
He's
well.
got wing damage.
Yeah, really rough start from him.
Oh, Avenge
is out. Avenge goes into the wall there at the Lesmo corners. Meet Me is enjoying this, pulling about 2 seconds ahead of Chandler Seda. Meet Me right on the back of Seda.
Oh, Slingshot's out.
Slingshot, oh my goodness.
Oh my, just as we talked about, these guys have been pretty clean except for Australia. There's huge carnage here at the beginning of this race. I just caught that Slingshot. I was trying to go to their battle, and Slingshot I'm not sure if him and Nug Life had a little bit of desync or what. All I saw was Slingshot with part of his wheel off, and Nug Life being dragged across the track.
See here, Exia about 6/10 behind Beef Baby. Mitch about 8/10 behind Switchback. These guys are all very, very close to one another. As Nug Life does indeed hop into the pits. Seems like Beef Baby's going to struggle or push through that wing damage. Currently sitting P3, Exia behind him, less than a second between them when the DRS activates here in the lap. It'll be really interesting to see how Beef Baby handles that pressure from the Ferrari driver, both of which are very, very close behind. Mitch real close to Exia there, got a little bit better through the chicane.
Both those Ferraris all over one another. You gotta take into thought here. Switchbacks in P6 on the soft tires. So he's gonna be
Victor Resnov right behind them as well.
He's gonna be real eager, both him and Victor, as to get ahead of these guys. Oh, is they gonna go side by side here? No, he's gonna let him by. Oh, Ezio let his teammate by to try to help him out there. And Switchback's all over the back of the Ferrari driver.
Oof. Exit is struggling a little bit through the exit right there. Switchback pushing hard, gaining a little bit of time on him. 3/10 behind Mitch, only 5/10 behind Beef Baby.
The DRS, not sure if it's activated on the straightaway, it's not, but Switchback's still going to have some slipstream here, really doing
He's gaining.
Up the inside.
Goes to the inside, going to have a look, here's the braking. No, Exit's going to be able to hold him off. Exit goes a little bit wide.
Going to do the cut. Inside. They're side by side.
Switchback's right there on the outside. He's got to hold that inside line. If I'm Exia pushing very fast through here, Switchback's going to have the advantage on the inside. Is ahead of him. Gets on the brakes, clean through there. Exia lets it by. Or not doesn't let him by, sorry, but Switchback gets the pass done. Now got Mitch in his sights.
Oh, Ezio went wide, so Victor is
wide.
really close. He's going to be all over him heading down these next few straightaways.
Victor Reznov right there behind Exia. The DRS is going to be activated here. Gaining time on Exia. Looks up the inside. Oh, Mitch, 2/10 behind Beef Baby. He's going to have that slipstream here on the straight, approaching the Parabolica.
Well, I think he's going to wait here. He's going to wait and just ride behind until he can. There he goes. Oh, he got the line.
However, Mitch has depleted his ERS. Mitch was going to take right there to get past Beef Baby.
But he's going to have DRS right here, which is crucial. But
yes,
Beef Baby's going to have slipstream.
Oh, Beef Baby might have him on the edge. He's got no ERS deployment. Beef Baby's going to shoot her up the inside. On the brakes, heavy. Has the inside line.
Beef Baby's going to hold him around the high side.
Oh, Beef Baby's got a better exit out of the corner. P3 switchback right on him as well. On the inside, approaching Beef Baby. Him and Mitch, super close together. Mitch is going to have a little bit of an advantage. Yellow sector 1. On there. The Watchman gets a 5-second stop go. Victor Reznov right on the back of Exia.
As Victor is in Exia battling out. This is phenomenal action from about P3 to P7.
As we speak, Meet Me about 2 seconds ahead of Chandler Seda. Chandler Seda about 6 seconds ahead of Beef Baby, so they're pulling that gap that they need to on those soft compound tires. Switchback only about a 10th off of Beef Baby. Mitch is 7/10 off him.
And Taylor's about
Scary, another tricky corner.
Taylor's about to be up on this battle too. He's almost within DRS. Oh, Victor is all over.
Victor's getting a run here on Exia.
And Taylor's going to get DRS on this, I think. Oh,
rally outside going to Ferrari. It's close on board here with Taylor watching this battle going off. Very close here between Victor and Exia.
Is he going to do a double move?
Exia is going to have the DRS. Taylor approaching wicked fast. Got to watch out for the Taurus on the outside. Gets between them, slots between. Not going to be close enough to make the pass there. Exia goes wide. Beef Baby gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. All over the back of Switchback. Switchback currently up into P3. Oh, but Beef Baby's pushing hard through here.
Side by side.
Backs out of it a little bit. Switchback's going to get through there cleanly.
And Mitch
that was what done with Hamilton last year. My goodness. Taylor has a problem there from the chicane. Goes a little bit wide. Loses the position to Victor Reznov. Exia now behind him. Very close. P3 through P5 so close to one another.
Remember, Switchback is on these soft compound tires, so he can take these tires longer.
Oh! Mitch had a good run on Beef Baby with nowhere to go. Track is pretty narrow here.
Taylor's about to have a run on Victor.
Getting that crucial slipstream. Meet Me, but P1 sets the fastest lap of 1:23.4. Pulled about 10 seconds to P3. So 6 laps in here, doing exactly what he needs to be doing. So that whenever he does eventually pit, he's got the best situation possible.
Mitch going to go up the inside. He has no ERS.
Oh, he goes for it.
He went for it. Beef Baby trying to go on the high side.
Inside.
He's going to do it.
He's going to get the better exit. He's out of it. Unbelievable racing here between Mitch and Beef Baby. As these two have been battling, Switchback's pulled about a second ahead of Beef Baby, so he's clear of the DRS at the moment. Mr. Beef Baby's got to worry about the Ferrari behind him, however. A 4/10 behind.
And Victor's gained a second on these guys battling just over the past lap.
Tricky there through Lesno. Beef Baby on the back of Switchback. Using all that exit curve. DRS wide open. Beef Baby. He's going to be pushing to get past Switchback before Ascari. Looks like he's a little bit too far back. A little wide for Mitch there.
They're going to get a good run here. They're about even on ERS though. I figured Beef Baby would hold it a little bit back here and save it for the straightaway.
Looks like that's what he's going to do as well. He is right on the gearbox of switchback. ERS in overtake. He's going to be pushing as hard as he can. Not a lot of deployment left. Opens the DRS. Goes around the outside. Switchback's a sitting duck on the straight there. However, the ERS management's going to be crucial here. Beef Baby into the braking zone.
Good
Clean
move.
through there between Switchback and Beef Baby. Very, very clean racing. Mitch right behind him as well. Good exit for Beef Baby and Switchback. All the while, Victor Reznov is now within 1 second.
Oh, is he pushing him a little bit wide? Switchback trying to go around. The inside. Beef Baby goes wide. Oh, now he's got Mitch. Oh,
Beef Baby has to
Victor's
move the
back
curb.
over.
Switchback comes out victorious in that battle. About a second ahead of Beef Baby. Mitch, 3/10 behind. He's going to have the DRS here. I don't think Mr. Beef Baby is going to be close enough to get that deployment. He's not, but Mitch is. Mitch has the DRS open. Victor Reznov, 3/10 behind him.
4th to 7th under a blanket here. 3rd to 7th, actually.
Taylor gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Beef Baby goes a little wide there. That's probably going to be a warning. Mitch over the back of him. Has the slipstream. Oh, the ERS management's so crucial around here.
Oh, they make contact!
Straights.
They make contact!
Very, very close. They got to be careful. They're going to be battling here. They're not focused on the Toro Rosso with 6 behind him.
And then Taylor in 7th has DRS also.
Oh, Victor Reznov nowhere to go. Really, they're too wide on the track. On the brakes there, cautious for him. So close between them. Oh, little contact. Mitch goes a little wide. Mitch into the gravel trap. Victor Reznov comes out the better of it. Gets ahead of Mitch. Taylor right behind him.
Him and Mitch make contact.
Super close racing.
There's just a accordion effect behind him.
Oh, Victor Reznov has a great run up on the Beef Baby.
Oh, he got
really
pushed
early on the
wide.
brakes. Victor Reznov has to go wide. And he
think he
loses
got-
out. He's going to be P7.
Yeah, pushed out a little bit.
Beef Baby real aggressive on a defensive move right there. Got on the brakes a little bit early in my opinion. I think he does have wind damage from the start, but definitely not good for Victor Reznov. Taylor's still within 8/10. Mitch, going for the move on Beef Baby. Mitch is going to get past into Ascari.
Oh, that had to be a
Good
warning.
run
though.
there through Mitch. 8 laps in.
And
Oh,
Taylor's
Beef Baby
now
goes wide.
with DRS.
Taylor is all over him. Taylor gets a better exit than Beef Baby. He's going to get past before the Parabolica. He's also got way more ERS. Mr. Beef Baby has the inside. Taylor sticking it around the outside. Beef Baby gets a 3-second time penalty, which is crucial because he is now less than a second ahead of Chandler Sato.
Up the inside, does Taylor go? No, he doesn't.
A little bit far back, keeps it clean through there.
And Victor's closing back in on the battle. He's now within about a second and a half after falling a few seconds back.
If I'm Victor Reznov, I'm pushing hard. I'm annoyed at the mistake by Beef Baby.
Oh, and Beef Baby's going to go up the high side. Oh, he got in the grass. He's going to go wide.
Goes wide. He's going to lose that position to Taylor.
And Victor's might pass him. No, he's going to wait.
Also, if I'm Switchback Racer, I am loving this. He is saving his ERS. He's about 2 seconds ahead of Mitch. He doesn't have to worry about the DRS threat. He just needs to drive his best race in clean air and make up some time on P1 and P2. Maybe only about a second ahead of Chandler Sato.
Taylor's going up the inside of Mitch.
Gets the move done into Ascari. Little lockup from Taylor. Mitch over the back of him.
So is Beef Baby. 4 cars within about a second here.
Victor Reznov also within a second of Mr. Beef Baby. Oh, pushing so hard. Mitch looks up the inside, going in. Parabolic, a little lockup there from Taylor. Holds the outside line. Mitch is going to have the inside. Mr. Beef Baby all over the both of them.
Oh,
As Mitch is going into the pits. Mitch has entered the pits.
On board with
Beef Baby on Taylor. Pushing out of ERS.
Oh, he's
going to have the biggest stick.
weight.
Oh my goodness, Victor Reznov. So close there with Taylor. Mr. Beef Baby. Nuglep gets a 3-second time penalty. Beef Baby's in low ERS mode. With almost there at the bottom of his bar. Taylor has saved a ton of ERS. The wild Victor Reznov backing out a little bit. Careful through there. Taylor a little bit of a lockup. Oh, wide tails in the gravel. Reznov gets past. Meat has also got to the pits. Missed that, but he's up into P5 on the medium compound tires.
BRL Monza.
Cameron Seda currently leads the race.
He's ahead of Taylor now.
He's going to be chasing Reznov, BKB, and switchback. The problem, though, is if I'm dealing with this traffic. These guys are fighting so hard. Unless he can get past with relative ease, he might start losing time to Chandler Seda as Victor Reznov gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
And we saw Chandler got within a second of Meat, but Meat started to gain the gap there right before it started. He had a really fast in lap here and see if he could do the undercut a little bit as BKB goes a little bit wide because that front wing surely he's going to pit in the next lap or two. Victor as does.
Ducks into the pits. Meat in a P4 Taylor on the mediums. Chandler's still out on those supers. He needs to put in as much time as he can to Meat if he wants to keep that advantage. Only about 22 seconds ahead. I'm not sure what the pit stop delta is here, but he needs to keep on pushing.
It's about 20 seconds, 19 and a half seconds, I believe it is. Anywhere from
Victor
19
Reznov
and a
leads
half
the
to
pits.
20 and a half.
Oh, the Ferraris are passed. Both Ferraris passed Victor Reznov as they approach the first chicane. Taylor exits the pits now.
But Etsy is on the
Ferraris,
softs.
P6, P7.
And Mitch is on the mediums, and so is Victor. So is Etsy going to try to stretch those softs towards the end? 17 laps, that's pretty far for the soft compound tire.
Watchman, also on the softs, has already put in 10 laps on those soft compound tires. Chandler Seda has put 10 laps on those supers. He is going to duck into the pits, gets on the brakes,
11
into
laps
the pits. Here we go.
It's very good.
We're going to see where he comes out. On board with switchback, enters the Parabolica. Mr. Beefy about 3 seconds behind. Meat only about a second behind.
Chandler in the pits.
Zeta out of the pits, or not out of the pits, sorry, out of his pit box.
BRL Meat coming across the line now.
Meat's gonna have him. Meat gets him with the undercut.
He's got him.
However, Sada's on the soft tires. Unless Seda might be going for a long one stop, but he's gonna have the tire advantage on Meat. Switchback, 4 seconds ahead on those soft tires.
Beef and Watchman, or Beef Baby and Watchman in the pits. Beef Baby, where is he going to come out? Surely behind.
Mitch gets past him. Exley gets past him.
Yep, it's because he had that wing damage. He had to do a little bit of a longer stop. But still, these Ferraris going to battle.
Oh, yellow sector 3.
Oh,
that's a Taylor. Or Taylor's off as well, but
Taylor went off and
Nuglife is out.
The birthday boy looking to score a few points. He's out of the race early. Oh, Etsy got past. He went wide. He lost the position to beat Baby and Victor. What happened there?
Now, see, what would be really interesting is with where that crash took place, that would absolutely bring out the safety car. If I'm a switchback, I'd be loving to have a safety car right now, which, it really should be. As we say, that switchback jumps into the bell. VSC comes up right as switchback into the pit, so that's going to benefit him greatly. Meat hops in as well. State is going to be the net race leader at this very second.
Meat's going to go on the softs because he knows he has a gap back to fourth. He can come back on the track and have a little bit of an advantage.
Oh, switchback gets out of the pits there. Chandler Seda stays out.
Is Meat going to stay ahead of Mitch?
Safety car.
He is.
Oh, he is. He is indeed.
He's granted about
now,
19 seconds.
I think the VSC's ended. I think we're back to racing, so Chandler's going to be pushing hard.
Meat's 19 seconds though behind Chandler. I don't think that was worth it. I think he was expecting the safety car to stay out a little bit longer. Or virtual
It's going to be
car.
tough to say, but if I'm switchback, now I'm in a really good position. Because I'm on the mediums, I can for sure go to the end of the race. If Medium starts pushing real hard and cooking those softs, switchback's looking at a really, really good finish here if he can manage those mediums well enough. And if I'm Chandler Seda as well, I've got to manage those softs if I don't want to make another stop. super close here. Beef Baby right on the back of Victor Reznov.
Will he go for a
within a second
dive?
of Beef Baby.
Oh, Victor let him by. Wow. Beef Baby's going to be hunting down Mitch here. He got a very poor exit through the chicane. Beef Baby got a great exit through the chicane. The gap is 5 car lengths, 4 car lengths. Throws that down to about 3.5 car lengths into Parabolica.
All the while Chandler stayed about 16 seconds to P2. So he's in a good position here.
Run before the pit road beginning. Wow.
Beef Baby puts in the fastest lap of the session. However, Beef Baby is on the super softs, so I don't know what his tire strategy is here, because there's no way he can take those tires for the remaining 13 laps here.
Yeah, the max you can do on the supers, I'd say, is about 12 laps. So there's, well, granted, he did start on the soft tires, and he cleared around lap 11, I believe it was. Yeah, there's no way you can do 16 laps on the supers. Most, I'd say about 12.
Oh, Victor Reznov
laps.
backs out of there from Mitch. On board with Beat Me, chasing down Switchback.
I wonder if Switchback's going to put up a fight here, though. I wonder if he's going to realize.
A little bit wide, a little bit of a mistake there for Beat Me, cost him some time. Beat Baby right behind him, and Beat Baby's on those supers. Beat Me has to be extremely careful, and Beat Baby is approaching quick. 5 tenths, 3 tenths. Going to back off a little bit here, hopefully get a really good exit.
Victor's right behind Mitch also. Oh, Beat Baby has no ERS.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He's got to manage that a little bit more. He's going to have the DRS here.
If I'm Beat Baby, I'm going to use this all up until we get to the DRS line. I mean, it's like 5%, but use it up until you get to DRS. And then immediately turn it down.
Oh, Beep's all over the track trying to get him out of his slipstream. He's going to hold the advantage.
Victor got around Mitch. Will Mitch go back to the inside? No, he will not.
He will not. Victor's going to hold the
Oh,
line.
he went wide. Victor's, oh, he had to check out the little Victor's side by side for a brief moment.
Beep's about 1.5 seconds behind Switchback. Cameron Sadis is about 18 seconds in front of them.
Oh, we're going to wind up.
Now Beep's going to have the pressure on.
We're going to have 3 cars down this front straightaway here in a moment between Meat, Switchback, and Beef Baby. This is an excellent battle right here as Mitch gets back around Victor. He goes wide again in that chicane. Wow, that caused a lot of problems for that.
Here's the problem. If I'm Beef Baby, I've got to be a little bit frustrated. I'm on a softer compound of tire, and Beef's about to get past Switchback here with the DRS. Beef Baby has to be getting time through these corners to justify putting on those supers. Switchback, it's going to be so close. Beep saving up the ERS.
Oh,
Switchback makes a mistake. Switchback's off.
Oh, Mitch is about to come up
Got to re-enter the track safely.
Oh. Wow. Switchback just the opportunity of a top 3, I think. And Beef Baby had to check up to avoid him.
Yep. That just cost Beef Baby huge. He's now out of the DRS zone. Beef going to be flying now in clean air, going to try to make up those 19 seconds to Chandler Seda. So now it becomes a game of tire management, I think. If Seda can manage these tires really well, he should have a win. I don't know what his tires are going to be at. He's saving his ERS at the moment. He's just got to drive his best race possible. Beef had to push a little bit. It's a little bit wide through there.
Well, if I'm Chandler here, do you, knowing I've got an 18.5 second gap here, do I come into the pits and put on supers just to ensure the win?
I don't know. It's tough to say, but I mean, Beef couldn't get past Beef on the supers. He's 2 seconds behind.
I just don't think that them being on the same compound tire, even though there's about a lap or 2 difference, that's not enough to make a difference here in Monza. I don't think. I think his only shot at a win is if Chandler goes on to the supers, which I'm not sure he's going to do. Victor's closing back in on Mitch here.
He's chasing down Mitch.
He's not giving up here for the P4 spot.
So I'm curious to see how this gap keeps forming. So about 18.3 seconds Seda and Beat Me. But if he can hold that, he's going to be in a really good position. So even if his tires do start falling off a little bit, he's got a little bit of breathing room. Beat Baby 2.5 seconds behind Beat Me.
Well, Victor has a good runner. He has DRS. He has more ERS. It's a little too late for a drive.
Not going to be a little too far back.
He's been getting good runs out of this corner here. Yeah, Mitch goes wide. Victor, he's going to be right beside him.
Victor's going to get him. He's going to be on the outside.
Oh, he got a little bit in the grass.
Wide through here.
Meat just lost a second, but they are side by side for the P4 spot. Heading to the chicane. Don't go wide. Oh, he backs out of it. Mitch goes a little bit wide.
I think Reznov is banking on a little bit better exit. He's being a little bit cautious, but trying to push as hard as he can. As Mitch goes a little bit wide, it works for him there. Onto the grass, has to back out because there's not enough on the track here.
Half a second of Meat.
Meat blocks up. 3-second time penalty go for Meat Baby. Ooh, Meat.
Oh,
Meat's gone.
He just spotted. Oh.
He's going to re-enter the track here. He's backing up on the track. He's losing so much time. He's going to get past him. So is Victor Reznov.
How did
goodness.
keep his car from getting in to Meat? I've never seen such good braking control in my life. Wow. I'm just in the booth and that about gave me a heart attack.
Chandler Seda is just got to be so excited. He's 24 seconds almost ahead of P2. P2 is not making it to the end of the race on these tires. He's now got a clear pit stop gap to P2 if he needs it. So as long as Seda drives a clean race, you know, he should be on track here for a win.
Well, I wonder if Beat Baby, is he going to push these next few laps? I mean, surely he's got it. He's got about an 8-second gap to third and fourth. I'm sure he's going to want to get that out to about a 12, 13-second gap so he can really start to close those final few laps. But if you're Mitch or Victor here, knowing that Beat Baby's on the supers, you're going to have to hit here. I'm licking my chops here saying, hey, we could possibly get a P2 or a P3 here. They're going to be pushing super hard here to hold back Meat and try to stay within a good range of Beat Baby.
Here's the problem, though, too, for Mitch and Victor. Meat may have spun it, and his tires might be giving him a little bit of issues, but he is still insanely fast. He's now within a second of Victor Reznov. He's going to have the DRS. They have to be careful if Meat doesn't slide past him as these two battle it out. Meat Baby's into the pits.
He's going to have to push here. He's going to have to gain, I think, 13 seconds over the course of the next 8 laps here.
Meat's going to have the DRS. Or he doesn't have the DRS. He wasn't within the deployment zone.
Up the inside.
As Victor goes up the inside. Late on the brakes.
Oh, Mitch's going to hold it.
Oh, contact. Victor's off.
Mitch just flipped him. I think Victor tried to clear himself, and Mitch just got into the back of him. Now Ezia up in the P4. Meat and Mitch are battling it out for P2.
I think what makes it so exciting here about Monza is that the track is really narrow. You really can't, if the driver in front of you starts driving defensively, it's pretty hard to get past. Wide, he's going to get the pass here on Mitch.
Except for the front straightaway, Monza's about as narrow as Monaco or Hungary. They're going to go side by side on through the chicane. Mitch isn't going to give it up, is he? Oh, he's going to push it wide. Meat's in the grass. He's in the gravel.
Oh! Meat's struggling a little bit on those tires. He's going to get past him here. He's got to be maybe a little bit annoyed at Mitch for pushing him wide. Lets off. Yeah, he's waiting for the straightaway.
Mitch going to go a little bit wide here. Meat having to check up just not to run in the back of him.
Going to get the pass here. Goes to the inside. Mitch is not giving him any space. Mitch is staying straight, pushing him off.
I don't think it was Mitch trying to push him off. Oh, and Meat goes wide.
Meat goes through. My goodness.
I think Mitch was just trying to hold his line, and Meat was just trying to get around the high side so he'd be on the inside of the chicane, if that makes sense. So that was just very opportunistic. That's just hard racing right there.
And that's what it looked like to me, is that Mitch was on that defensive middle kind of zone and didn't really turn. Oh, Meat almost loses it from the rear there. His tires have got him struggling after that spin.
Beef Baby's about caught up to Taylor and Victor. He's going to be charging full speed. This Watchman gets a penalty.
Meet me goes wide. Oh my goodness. As Victor Resnov's going to get past him here.
Victor's going to get around him. Taylor possibly also. No, Taylor will probably get DRS here once he gets through the once he gets out of the parabolic. Meet me.
So I think kind of what I was saying. It's similar to what Vettel did on Hamilton at Russia last year. He was driving defensively, but he never turned to the right. He just kept on his straight racing line. It just kind of so happened to be angled enough to block Meet from getting up the inside. So you're right. That is just hard racing, but it definitely cost Meet there.
And Meet has definitely cost himself a win by pitting under that VSC, but he's going to have a crack at Victor here. Taylor ain't too far behind the battle either, so he might be getting a little tasty, cheeky action with this. As Victor, he's not going to want to give up the podium spot. He hasn't had a good finish in who knows how long.
Clean through there, though.
Taylor's all over
really
the back
good
of him.
stuff.
Baby is within DRS now. Taylor's going to have 4 cars within about a second and a half here.
Victor Reznov all over the back of Meet on those medium compound tires for Victor Reznov.
His beef baby all over the back of Taylor. Will he get the inside? Yes, he will. Oh, Meet went by.
As Meet goes a little bit wide, Victor gets past. Mr. B is going to have a great experience.
Oh, no,
not going to have enough space there, but he is going to have the DRS here on Meet. Opens it up on the super soft exit. Gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, Meet's up the inside of Victor Reznov. Mr. B might be as well. Oh, aggressive dive bomb through there.
Oh my gosh!
As Taylor gets past Victor Reznov.
He's about to go into P3. He might have a shot at P2 before this race is over. Up the inside.
Beat Baby does have a lot of penalties. Beat Baby's already got at least 6, if not 9 seconds of penalties.
I think Mitchell did 3 and 6.
As Meet's going up the inside of Beat Baby on those soft compound tires, not giving him any breathing room. Beat Baby slots in behind him. Meet's going to have a great exit here.
So we go back up
on
the inside.
Beat Baby checks up the inside.
Oh, Taylor locked it up.
Wicked
Taylor
fast.
Locked it up. He couldn't do anything on Victor. Beat Baby still trying to go around Meet. These guys they've been fighting hard today. Oh, he pushed him wide. He pushed him wide.
Oh, Beat Baby's into the wall. Victor Reznov gets past Beat Baby.
Meet ran him just a little bit. Oh, him and Victor going toe-to-toe. Now Taylor's going to be all over. Incredible racing.
Meet losing the rear a little bit.
But I was on board Beat Baby. Meet just ran him out of track here, though, so that might be an incident report following the race on their regards. He just left him no room. There was nowhere for Beat Baby to go. I don't think he has damage. He'll be very lucky if he doesn't, but he's...
Looking forward to the order. Chandler Seda is 41 seconds ahead of P2. He is driving the perfect race.
I'm looking here. Chandler is actually about to catch lap traffic here, so wow. That might come into a factor, but surely Chandler, he can make 2 pit stops right now and still come out of this.
Oh, Victor Reznov's going to push here on Mr. Beat Baby. He's got some ERS. He's got the DRS. He's pushing here in the slipstream. Gonna look up the outside. He's closing fast. Oh, he backs
Taylor's
out.
right behind him.
Victor lets off the throttle there to not push Beat Baby through that corner.
Oh,
As Meet has a problem. Meet reset, it looks like. He just kind of spawned back in on the track. I was on board with Beat Baby, and he just kind of popped back in on track.
Very unusual, but now if you're Beat Baby, I don't know if he has damage or not. If he does not have damage, he's going to be pushing like crazy these final 5 laps to get ahead of Victor and try to close in on Mitch.
Let's see here. Victor Reznov has 2 things and 1 3-second time. Yeah, Victor Reznov has a 3-second time. As Beef here, that's 3 seconds.
Oh, Taylor's going to be all over Victor here on this front straightaway. He's closed it down from about 9/10 down to about 6/10 of a second. He's trying to save some of that ERS for a good round on the front straightaway. Gap is about 4 car lengths heading to parabolic. He gets a good run through there. He's going to open. Oh, he got a little loose. Oh, that cost him. That cost him severely. He's still going to get DRS, but he's probably not going to be able to make a move. He's still going to throw open the DRS, throw open the DRS. Victor's going to be close on Beef Baby after. I didn't think he was going to get DRS. They're going to be diving down into the chicane here in turn 1 and 2.
Really clean there for Victor Reznov. Victor's had a really interesting race. He's been pushed all over the track, had a couple of incidents, got spun by the Ferrari. He's still in P4.
He's a hard-nosed racer. He's not one to give it up just because he has a few problems early on. He'll keep his nose in there and he'll try to rebound. Just trying to see has Chandler in fact caught laps after he's about to catch.
Oh, Beef Baby's a little wide.
So a little bit of blue flags there. Surely watching them to get out of the way, no problem. But the battle is for P3 here. Don't forget, Meet Me has closed within about a second of Taylor here. This is going to be close here in a second.
Victor Reznov driving really cautiously. Oh, those curves are scary sometimes at full speed.
Victor got a great run. He got a great run out of that corner.
I think he's going to let off a little bit. Yep, just as I said it, he lets off to not get past the deployment zone. So he's going to have the DRS here first straight. He's right on the tail of Beef Baby. Beef Baby's going to cover the inside. Opens up the DRS. He's going to have to run.
Side by side.
Behind him.
Beef Baby going to dive up the inside. No.
Victor Reznov a little bit wide.
He's going to go up the inside.
Clean. So, yeah, Victor Reznov gets into the ground in the middle a little bit, and Taylor now all over the back.
This is absolutely phenomenal action here today. And Meat Meat's within, he's about a second behind him. Oh yeah, he's going to have DRS.
Yeah, Meat Meat's closing fast.
Pulled those tires off, he's going to make another go at it. He's about to have 3 cars down to 4th here. And Beef Baby's trying to get away from the battle as quickly as he can.
He's got the DRS. This Taylor approaching fast on Victor Reznov. He doesn't have the DRS open. Thinks Weiser up and entering Ascari. A little bit wide for Taylor.
Gonna have a good run. About to have 4 cars.
Very good
about
run.
a second and a half here.
Gets in. He's going to get past Taylor. He's past Taylor. He's now chasing down Victor Reznov. Victor Reznov within a second of Beef Baby. He's going to have the DRS, but now he's got to worry about Meat Meat behind him.
Victor's got DRS on Beef Baby. Meat Meat on Victor Ez, and Taylor on Meat Meat. This is incredible. Anyone gonna be able to make a move? No. I think it's lap 26 now. I think these guys are just slotting in, waiting for that final lap so they can make a move.
Oh, really clean there from BRL Monza. Chandler Mercedes just cruising along. His tires lasted really well. He hasn't been losing any grip. He's about to start his final lap. What has been a fantastically driven race for him.
Meat Meat's going to be all over him. He's going to try to get around him here, surely, so he can have a run at Beef Baby on the front straightaway. Like you said, final lap for Chandler will go on board him as he crosses line. 47-second gap.
Little loose for Meat Meat.
But the battle
Victor Reznov does have the DRS. Meat Meat's pushing and high. Not going to have enough speed to get past Ascari. Slots in there, trying to get as clean through here as possible. Really beautiful line there from Meat Meat. He's all over the back of Victor Reznov.
I think he's going to try to get slipstream here, so he can try to not always going to. Wow, he's going to wait to get around him to the front straightaway. I thought he was going to try to get around him there so he could have a crack at Beef Baby. Oh, Beef Baby went wide. Victor and Meat Meat and Taylor will be all over.
Here we go. DRS is open for Reznov and Meat Meat. Oh, Victor Reznov pushing so hard. Oh, he's close.
Oh!
Victor gets a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, Taylor went wide.
He could not afford. Victor could not afford to get a 3-second time penalty there because he had Beef Baby, I think, on penalties. As we say all that, Chandler Mercedes is going to cross the line. P1, a phenomenal drive here in Italy.
But the battle for
49 seconds behind.
We got 3 cars within half a second here. Victor right ahead of Meat Beef Baby trying to stay ahead of the two.
Oh, Beef Baby
Beef
was
Baby
wide,
was
and
wide.
Meat gets a great exit. DRS is moving. Meat running out of fuel a little bit. He's going to get past Victor Reznov here, and now he is chasing down Beef Baby. They're too wide into the entrance of Ascari. Victor Reznov lets it by.
Oh, he went by!
Here, Meat! Oh!
Now, Beef Baby's got to try to pull ahead. He's got more penalties. We're going to be side by side with P4, though. Mitch is going to come across
Victor
the line.
Reznov's going to have
get P2.
He's got the inside.
Oh, he's going to try to cut under. Slipstream. Oh, we had
a little mistake from Meat. Oh, goodness me.
Meat wrecked.
Loses the position to Taylor. Unbelievable.
A P7.
Mitch comes P2. Mr. Beef Baby, a hard-driven P3. What a race here at BRL Split 2 in Italy. High drama as always.
That's got to be one of the top 3 races of the season. My, oh my, that was incredible action.
Really, really amazing drive from Chandler Seda. You know, had some rough luck last week in Australia, but a really, really good result for him. Beef Baby on the podium as well. And Mitch, I believe, I'm not sure, I think this is the first podium I've seen from Mitch personally, so a really good result for him as well.
I believe that's his first podium of the season. Wow, Chandler winning by 50 seconds. That was
a dominant drive.
Yeah. And Sparky, I feel like, had the win in hand if he just wouldn't have pitted under the VSC. Because once he got back there in the midfield, there was just nothing he could do. Get a picture of the results here. Unfortunately, we ended up having several DNFs. Avenge, Slingshot, Nug Life. Watchman ended up going a lap down, unfortunately, but he'll still wind up getting P9. Unfortunately, Ninja had a few trouble times connecting to the lobby. Also, note Switchback was able to get P4 there because the rest of the field had penalties. That's considering he had a little bit of trouble there at the end of that first 10 to come on P4. I think that'll make him pretty happy.
But yeah, I agree, especially after the mistake he had earlier in the race. But overall, really, really exciting stuff there.
And now let's get the podium finishers in the party. Chandler. Mitch has got to be ecstatic with that P2. That's by far his best finish this season. And that keeps him in the hunt in the points. He had fallen down to P6. And I believe with B-Dunk not being here and with Slingshot getting a poor race, that'll move him up, I believe, to P4 in the points now, which is going to be incredible considering he was...
We do have all of our podium finishers in here. Chandler, that was a dominant race for you. Were you worried at all about the tire selection? Were you worried about making those softs last all the way to the end?
Make sure you have your audio check marked. We had problems with that in the pre-race.
Oh, yes.
Sure everybody has their audio check marked.
Yeah, so with my tire wear, absolutely not. I mean, I knew going into a tire wear wasn't really going to be an issue. At the end, I took those soft 16 laps, I believe, and they were only at 62%. So tire wear was not an issue.
Very, very nice. I also just want to say, just props to you at the very end. One of the only drivers without penalties. So really, basically a perfect race for you. That was really good stuff, man.
Yeah, actually, I had not a single warning until the final lap. I just had one little lockup, which sent me over the second chicane, giving me a warning. So I almost had a completely faultless race.
And I want to ask you real quick,
any questions?
Before we move on here, Chandler. Did you think you were going to have to battle it out with Sparky there until he pitted under the VSC, or were you sort of just biding your time, waiting for the second stint of the race?
Yeah, I was definitely expecting battle. When he went into the pits, I knew he was probably going to mediums, and so I stayed out those extra 2 laps for the softs, and then I saw him just a second, 2 seconds up the road, and I figured we'd be battling for probably the rest of the race. But then he went in under VSC. He says he thought it was a full safety car, but it
Ah.
wasn't. But I was hoping to battle because to me it was honestly a bit boring race because that was just me running laps for the last 15 laps. So
Speak for yourself, man.
Yeah, no, okay. That's a
Just
good
wait.
transition. Mitch, that was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. It's a definitely a morale boost whenever 2/3 of the normal podium doesn't decide to show up for the race.
And that's your best finish of the season, Mitch. I told Adam, I said, I don't even think you have a podium this year. And to come home P2, essentially best of the rest, and to be able to not only just beat them, but I think you gained, what was it, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, Adam, on those guys battling for
Uh,
P2?
I do believe so.
And so
Yeah.
you were able to show some dominance there from the
Well, that was my
midfield.
goal is let them sit back there and battle that because I know that they all had better pace 1-on-1 with me, but while they're battling each other, I knew that I could try and keep the distance ahead of them. And but yeah, I thought Sparky was going to get ahead of me there whenever he first came out of the pits, but I wasn't just going to let him go by just because he's normally quicker than everybody else, and it ended up working out.
And we saw it. Me and Adam were noting it. You were holding your line there, and it looked like you tried to go around the high side so he'd get the inside for the chicane. And you had a very Adam mentioned it on move with Vettel and Hamilton at Russia last year, I believe, where he just held his line. You pretty much just did that, and Spark just made a mistake. So it looks like you were just holding your line, just not giving up that position.
Yeah, yeah. Once I got a decent qualifying time to where I was able to actually see the podium, I essentially decided I wasn't just going to give up positions to people just because they were faster than me. I was going to make them fight for it.
Adam, anything for Mitch? Because that was absolutely phenomenal racing.
No, really just, I mean, really well managed race. Super, I mean, you were really close there throughout the entire thing. Victor Reznov and the Tar also, you two were battling it out there at the beginning of, can't remember which lap it was, but through that first chicane, it's so tight through there. It's so narrow. Um, just a really, really good race from you. This is an easy track to make mistakes on. So with all that battling that you did to come home P2, that's awesome. That was a really good drive.
Thanks, man.
And Beef Baby able to make the two stop work. You come on P3. What do you got to say
Oof.
after that race? Because I told Adam this has probably got to be one of the top three races in BRO history. This gives Canada a run for its money when it comes to just action on track. Because that was absolutely phenomenal. How did you maneuver your way back to P3?
Well, I mean, it started off in the beginning, and I gotta apologize over to Sparky because I drilled him on the start there and lost the first wing there. Somehow, we kept it on pace, and just I thankfully, for some reason, I decided to put a little extra gas on the car, so I was able to run rich for a majority of the race, and just push for probably at least 70% of the race. I was pushing as hard as I could. And then, Sparky and I got together again, lost the wing again, and just kind of kept going. I mean, I was definitely driving as hard as I could for as much of that race as I could have. Like, definitely surprised to be on the podium after that one.
Adam, anything for Beef Baby?
No, I think you said it. The two stop is definitely hard to make work and to make it pay off. But this was a pretty incident full race, so just really impressive for you to bring it home P3. Were you worried at all about the penalties for like the drivers behind you? Because I think it was Victor Reznov was pushing you so hard through that whole race,
Oh yeah,
and
no, I was.
yeah,
That was what was in my mind from the last pit stop on, and yeah, so I just had to defend and push at the same time as much as I could. But no, it obviously worked out in my favor right to the line. And but I do want to just bring up one thing in qualifying with Mitch. um, I was trying to cut like every corner I could to try and get one more lap in because I knew it could go a little bit quicker, and I absolutely just drilled him going straight in. I think that's a Scary.
Yeah,
But
that was hilarious.
oh man, that was a that was a hit right
Did-
there.
Were you guys able to see that on the stream?
I
I
don't
think
think.
we saw
I'm not
Beef
sure.
Baby flying through
Yeah.
the corners. Like I went on board and I
Yeah,
saw you and I was like, he's sending it over these curves.
yeah,
But
and this unfortunately has screwed up my quali lap. I was purple by about a tenth, and then that happened and kind of threw me off. I knew it happened. I was planning on just sending it through there, but then when I saw a car that looked unghosted, of course I went through it. But when I saw a car that looked unghosted around the racing line, that just threw me off. But
yeah, and I did see
Ugh.
that. I caught that on the stream. I saw the Ferrari backwards, and I didn't know what happened,
yeah,
but I thought it wasn't ghosted as well, and I was like, oh shoot, like he's about to go straight into him. But I did see that cost you on your lap. But overall, really good racing from the three of you. Really, really exciting. I had a lot of fun to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was absolutely great racing, and this has been. Be sure to tune in next week. This has been the penultimate race of the BRL Split 2 season, the beginning season for BRL Split 2. Next race is the finale, Singapore, under the lights to finish it off. And just looking at the constructor sheet here, we're going to have an absolute cracker of a battle between Force India, Ferrari, Sauber, and Haas. All of them within about 30 points, battling it out for second in the constructors. I think Ferrari gained a little bit on them today because Ezio and Mitch were able to get just a few more points. But you have Sauber and Haas right there behind them with Switchback being able to get a good finish. Unfortunately, Haas didn't get such a great points hold today. But absolutely incredible action. Even though we had a little bit smaller grid today,
Does
it's been great racing today. Be sure to check out our affiliates at Into the AM, Gamer Grind Co., Vertigear, and Rogue Energy. Stay peaked. So that has been us from BRL Split 2. Be sure to check in on the season finale next week, 7 Central. We'll hopefully be doing the pre-race show around 6:15 Central before the race also. This has been us. This is me saying goodbye. Adam, you can say goodbye if you want to.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hopefully it'll be a good race next week, and hopefully y'all enjoyed the race today.
All right, that's going to be a wrap for us today, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to tune in BRL Esports 7 Central.